What's up, everyone? It's Riley.
And I'm Corinna.
And welcome back to Point Blank. This week on the entertainment segment, we're going to be talking about Dancing with the Stars again. So what did you think about the last 2 weeks?
I thought the last 2 weeks were pretty good. The second week, I really liked Sky Jackson's performance. Despite the little mishap she had, it definitely threw her off for the rest of the performance, but I think she did pretty good. And then Justina Machado, I think she killed it both 2 weeks.
I think she's a front runner this season. I think every single one of her dances has been really good. She just has some groove to her that none of the other contestants have. So I'm excited to see where she goes.
Exactly.
With Caitlin's injury, her ankle injury, I was like super nervous to see where that was gonna go because like I said, she was my winner pick last week and I'm sticking with it. But her injury, I didn't know where that was going to take her, and she still got the highest scores of the night. And then last night, she did really good. So I think she's also a front runner. I think her and Justina might be top 2, top 3, whatever it is.
For sure. What do you think about the eliminations?
So Charles Oakley, I expected. I didn't think he was going to get far. He's older. He's like a basketball player. That's kind of somebody who does get eliminated first. Carole Baskin, that just made me sad.
Yeah, I know we were talking about her. She was very entertaining. Dance-wise, I wouldn't say she was the best, but she was
improving. She was really improving. I think her last night's dance, the Lion King dance, her costumes, first of all, were insane.
Yeah, they were spectacular.
They literally looked like actual lions. I don't know who did the makeup, but kudos to them. Getting a 3, week 3, that's rough.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty fitting. Like, she did the Lion King, she's Carole Baskin, so it's like you kind of expected it, and she was improving. So
she was.
As sad as I am for her, to get eliminated, I think that it probably was time, but we will miss the comedy show of it.
Yes, the entertainment. So what do you think about Sky this week?
I think that she definitely has an attitude problem.
Yes,
I think
she does.
Maybe it's because, she grew up on Disney.
Yeah.
She's 18. She's the youngest one. Maybe I just think that if she doesn't, keep practicing and doesn't have that grit, then she's definitely going to get eliminated.
And I know we said last week that her age came into her advantage, but I think her height is a big disadvantage for her.
Yes.
Like when we were talking about certain moves, you're supposed to extend your arm out this way, and she's all the way up here because she can't reach her partner,
Yeah, and I know we were talking about for me, I'm short, so I can relate to that. But maybe they should have paired her up with someone
a shorter partner.
Smaller.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm interested to see where that goes with her if she can work her way back up the leaderboard because she was on top week 1 and now she's towards the bottom.
Thinking.
So
who's your pick to win next week?
I think I want to say Caitlin just because I'm rooting for her, but Neve has been doing really well. So I think he might stay at the top of the leaderboard. Justina, Caitlin, I think those 3 are just going to rotate every week.
I guess we're just going to have to wait and see for next week.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
With that being said, I know you've heard about Ellen.
Yes.
Did you hear her apology and see?
I did. I watched it, and I accept it if that's what you want to say. I think that things got a little bit out of hand with that whole situation. But like she said, she's a boss of, I think she said 250 people. She is a genuinely kind person, and her message is be kind to one another. I think she is a kind person. But she's human like everyone else. Everyone can have bad days. People can get stressed out, angry, sad. Just because she expresses these things like everyone else can, but because she's Ellen DeGeneres, I think that's what made it such a intense thing.
Yeah, I know. I grew up watching her. She was finding Dory, Dory, and I think she said it best that you shouldn't really brand yourself as being kind because it'll hurt your butt in the future.
Exactly, exactly. I did see something, and I completely agree with it. If this was if a man was under fire for this, I think it would be a completely different story.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it wouldn't be as big of a thing. I think that they would just brush it under the rug. But because she's a woman, I think it's this whole thing she needs to do this, and she should say this, and she should be like this. And I don't know. I just don't like that.
And the celebrities that she interviews, they seem to still side with her. So I don't think it probably wasn't that much of an issue.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I know. But she's back. She apologized. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, with the virtual audience and everything.
Right. And virtual guests, too. Did you see Amy Schumer, I think it was literally on a TV screen?
Yeah. It's definitely different.
I know.
COVID and everything.
But we'll see where that goes with her. Celebrity breakups happen every week. One of our most recent ones, Demi.
Demi.
Yeah. Yes, Demi and Max. What do you think about that?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised.
No.
I know they got together in March.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw that they got engaged 2 months ago, and I was like, wow, that's really quick. But
yes, it is.
I mean, it's over. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I think she said that he was embarrassing her, like on social media, like calling her, and he lied to the tabloids saying that Demi did it like over like social media.
Yeah,
like
that he said he found out or something, and then it came out that he was lying about it. I don't know. I mean, if you start dating in March of 2020, get engaged 4 months later, you're destined to break up.
It was the post-COVID,
It must have
quarantine
been.
love.
Something got in there. Something got in their heads. Quarantine got to them. They got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Way too ahead of themselves.
I don't know.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not. I don't know who her boyfriend is. Like, I've never seen anything that he's been on or whatever he does. I know she's had like mental problems in the past. So that's just like concerning, like if she's going through this difficult breakup. So I'm just like a little bit concerned for her.
I agree.
But I mean, I think she's a strong woman. I think she could make the best of this and really move forward from it.
Yeah, and I know sources closest to her said that she's with family right now, trying to, deal with the breakup. She said that it was mutual, but the way Max is reacting,
it doesn't seem that way.
It doesn't seem like that way.
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for entertainment this week. We're going to send it off to Alyssa and Joe for fashion.
Hello and welcome to Point Blank Fashion Segment. My name is Dylan Lin.
My name is Alyssa Hefner. As fall and chilly weather rolls around campus, we're going to talk about some ways to stay cute, cozy, and comfy as you go to class. Some simple hairstyles for rainy, lazy days are like the hair claws. They're very 90-ish. They're coming back, and I love it. Just to wake up, just throw your hair in a claw. It's just great. And then
we got to say flashy, darling.
Yes. And then also the low, sleek buns. Those are always a good go-to for a sophisticated look. Those are my favorite.
Yes. I think if we stay with leggings during this time, I think it's going to be great. Leggings can be so fashionable. They go with just about anything. And they're just very comfortable.
They are.
And especially with a hoodie.
Yes.
That's the way to go.
I love leggings because they can be dressed up, dressed down, hoodie, sweater, necklace, jewelry. Like it's very
Absolutely,
accessible.
darling.
Yes. And then a huge trend also going with like the comfy look is like monochromatic sweatshirts and sweatpants sets. Like very colorful out there, not very the polished colors, but they're definitely becoming a trend. I don't know how I feel about all one color.
Well, darling, I think you got to change it up once in a while.
Yes.
Especially for fall coming around, you don't want to stay all one color. No. You want to, stay classy. Keep up with the look. Keep it to the fashion. You got to change it up. Especially, since fall season is now upon us. I think, going with the jean look, going with the flannel shirts, the nice sweatshirts. Darling, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great season. Especially for the fashion world, I think many great things will come about. We got to stay classy, we got to stay fashionable, and we
nice sweater vest you have.
Thank you. Yes. See, of course, you got to stay fashionable. You don't want to be plain and plain. You got to spice it up once in a while.
Yes.
Well, darlings, that is all the time we have for you today. Tune in next week for more talk about everything fashion.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back after the coronavirus update with Grant and Liv after this quick break.
And welcome back to another edition of the Point Blank Coronavirus Update. I'm Grant Hines.
And I'm Liv Rugg, and we are here to update you on all things coronavirus, national, local, and even right here on campus. And for the past weekend was particularly interesting because campus at HPU organized their very first ever virtual family weekend.
That is right, Liv. And my favorite part of the weekend was that parents didn't have to come this time, which was great. And even though I missed all the virtual events, I can't wait to talk about them. But as always, let's get to the numbers first. As of today, in the U.S., we have around 7.21 million cases, resulting in 206,000 deaths. More locally here in North Carolina, we have 209,000 cases, resulting in around 3,511 deaths. And right here on HBU's campus, active cases have dropped from 129 to just 37 today, Liv.
Wow.
That's excellent. Since our last episode a week ago, and that equates to about less than 1% of the student population here on campus. I am so excited about that. And one other thing I want to mention is that unfortunately the world reached 1 million deaths this past weekend, I believe. And that was really shocking to me. How do you feel about that?
That is really shocking and devastating for so many people in this world. Thoughts and prayers for everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, these are groundbreaking facts. Wow.
Yeah, it really didn't. I don't really think when the numbers were in the thousands, deaths didn't really hit me that hard. But like once it hit 1 million,
when
it
it
was
hits
just
that
so
extra
bold.
zero on the end, it's
Yeah.
like wow, things have changed. But
Yeah.
let's talk about some family weekend. Let's talk about some fun things that happened. So on Friday, we had some students and their families were encouraged to wear their HBU gear while they donated food to the local food bank at High Point or even in their hometowns. And students can send postcards to their parents, courtesy of Campus Concierge. And a weekend-long scavenger hunt happened on Friday through Sunday. That's pretty fun. And I didn't get to do it, but I'm very excited. That sounds really cool. And there hasn't been a family weekend planned for next semester, but hopefully they'll do something virtual again. I think that'd be really great.
Yeah, well, I guess all the amazing events they had this week kind of would make up for what would happen next semester since there isn't one planned right now. We'll have to see. But my favorite virtual event, well, it wasn't virtual, but my favorite event of the whole weekend was the tour of the new Arena Conference Center and hotel. Wow. And seeing the video of it, like the tour video they made up, it was literally astounding. Like the bathrooms in the hotel
I love
looked
a good
like
bathroom.
it was at the Ritz-Carlton. The locker room looked like it was from like the locker room at like Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
It was just like too bougie for HBU. And HBU is bougie.
I
so
mean, you know Nito, go big or go
people
home.
can only wonder what it looks like if it's too bougie for HBU. But some other events that happened this weekend was virtual yoga, a dance concert, garden tour, the new conservatory tour, a planetarium tour, and a virtual Sunday worship service. And I want to shout out Point Blank's own Ben Tortellini for being spotted as a health hero, being spotted by a health hero last Friday for his extraordinary effort in committing to wear a mask and following safety protocols around campus. So if you see Ben, congratulate him. And if you want to be mentioned by one of the health heroes, be like Ben.
Be like Ben. Oh,
Well, that is it for this week's coronavirus update turned family weekend recap. I hope you're excited as I am about that new Cubana Arena and Con Hotel, but more importantly, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, and keep distance from other people. And based on how the numbers are trending down on campus, hopefully we can be in the single digits or even be by 0 cases next week this time.
Oh yeah, I hope so. And that's right, stay safe HPU, and here's Ava and Rihanna with sports.
Hi everybody, I'm Ava.
And I'm Rihanna. All right, so sorry everybody, but so today we're going to be talking about the Stanley Cup Finals. So Ava, the Stars and Lightning. So you know, before
Game
we get
six.
Game 6, yes, before we get into like all the other games and like players to watch, I have to say I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't see like a closer game, just because the Stars have prevented the Lightning from winning the Cup since 2004, and yesterday the Lightning won 2-0. I mean, I was kind of expecting more of a little bit like of a fight and a matchup.
I know, I feel like the Stars did not pull out all the stops that they had. I feel like they had
Definitely.
so much more fight in them, but they just didn't actually use any of it.
Right.
And they just could have shown up and really gave a good game for everyone to watch, but no one really got to see that kind of matchup like we saw in the previous 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, did you think that they were going to go to a Game 7?
I honestly did. I
Yeah.
was very, very excited for a Game 7 because of the previous 2 games. I mean,
Right.
they both went into overtimes. They were both very, very intense games.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to see another super intense game like that, but just in a game 7, or if it did end at game 6, make it so that it was super exciting and not a 2-0 score.
Right. I mean, as you were saying, like games 4 and 5 ending in overtime, even game 5 ending in like double overtime. Like I was expecting like double overtime in this game. Like I was expecting some excitement.
If not double, just one overtime of where the Stars were just somehow able to pull it out like they did, and they just weren't able to score not one.
I mean, what do you think happened? Like they were just tired, or the Lightning had like too good of players? Like
I think that the Lightning defense really showed up that game, and I feel like they really, really held the Stars well. And
especially like the Lightning's offense too. Like I'm pretty sure Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point and Andre Palat,
amazing forwards,
like I mean,
forwards.
They're incredible. Like they're unstoppable. Like that is the Three Musketeers right there. It's hard to beat them.
And it's also super exciting for the Lightning because the last cup they were in was in 2004.
Right.
So they really, really, really wanted to showcase and show that they were there to play and they were there to win.
I mean, when you're like that close to something, I mean, it's almost like you can like taste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the excitement is there. Like they wanted it. You could tell that they wanted it.
And the Dallas Stars just couldn't pull it out.
Right.
Couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Okay, in other news, we have a lot of fun baseball coming up now with the postseason and the playoffs coming up, which is super excited. That started today with the Astros and the Twins playing, and then the Yankees and the Cleveland Indians, the Blue Jays and the Rays, and then the White Sox against the Oakland A's. So four very exciting games just today, and the Astros actually got a win today, 4-1 against the Twins, because I believe it was because of the shortstop Planko on a routine ground ball, which could have been the last out of the top of the 9th to seal in 1-0. But then Astros come back from that because of the arrow there, and they won 4-1 and scored those next 3 all in that inning.
It's insane how like one mistake can literally cost you the entire game. Like that's just insane.
And that could be the game that they needed to push them to the next level, and they could have just lost that completely.
Yeah. Who do you think that like, I mean, just like looking at it today based off of games, like who are you assuming is going to go like far?
I think the Rays have a good chance.
I was going to say the Rays too.
The Rays
like,
definitely
I
have
saw
a
a lot of
chance.
improvement this season from like last season.
Definitely.
I really feel like they're working more as a team and to like together. And
Their
I really feel
infield
like they're going to
is
go far.
very strong.
Yeah.
They have a very, very strong infield that can really take them far, I think.
I agree.
And then honestly, I was kind of shocked about the Oakland A's. I'm kind of pulling for them. I want them to
like
go
an underrated team to come up. Yes,
exactly.
no, I totally understand.
The Yankees are great and awesome, and Aaron Judge and whatever, but like the A's, they don't have that like that star leader that the Yankees have, where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna hit a bunch of home runs and like really like showcase himself in the games. Yeah. But I really think the A's can get some power behind their swings and get that. If they get their outfield stronger, they can really get it done, I think.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I kind of think that this is the year for underrated teams.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially like in the NFL with like just last weekend, the Eagles and the Bengals tying. Like, what?
Okay, as a Philly fan myself, I was mad about this.
Yeah, I mean, how did you like even feel about that? Like,
it honestly feels like a loss. Like it feels like a loss to have a tie because you can't have the excitement of, oh yeah, like we won, we beat the Bengals.
Right.
But it's like, okay, well, we didn't physically lose.
Right, but you didn't win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like a loss because it wasn't a win.
Right.
And we need a win.
Yeah, no, I get it. And like just the weekend before, like the Saints losing to the Raiders, another underrated
shocking
team. Yeah.
It is the year of underrated teams.
It definitely is. But like, hey, the Chiefs beat the Ravens. Like the Ravens thought that they were going to come in here and just take everything because they were so close last year. But then the Chiefs came in and were like, not today.
I think they were too cocky. I think they were too excited. They were like, oh, the Chiefs, we got this. Like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, but no.
Like they did, like hello, they almost made it to the Super Bowl too. Like I mean,
they were very close.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, did you see his pregnancy? His
I
fiance is
didn't.
pregnant. Oh my gosh, everyone keep an
didn't.
eye out for that. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us tonight, and tune in next week for more. Have a good night.